Hello guys! I am Delwin.
I am Jeff.
My name's Sarah.
And we are going to give you a tour to our DOST-10 regional standards and testing laboratories.
Let's go!
But first, I have a question. How sure are you that the water you're drinking is clean and potable?
And some would say that it's clean, just because it's crystal clear.
Wait until we test your water.
Can you show us?
I can't. But Jenny, our laboratory analyst, will.
Hello guys! I'm Jenny, your laboratory analyst for today. We are here inside the DOST-10 Microbiological Testing Laboratory. There are 4 test parameters that DOST-10 RSTL performs in order to check if your water is safe and clean. First, heterotrophic plate count. Second, total coliform count. Third, fecal coliform count. And lastly, Escherichia coli enumeration. These test parameters are in line with the Department of Health's requirement in ensuring that our water is safe for drinking. So now, I'm going to show you how your water is being tested. First of all, we should clean the surface of our working area with a suitable disinfectant to ensure that there will be no contamination during our test. Then, we will proceed to our first procedure, which is the sample preparation. We need to disinfect the sample packaging or container with a suitable disinfectant prior to analysis. After that, we will clearly mark each culture media tubes, plates, and dilution water with sample laboratory code and any other necessary information before examination. So now, we're all set for testing. Let's thoroughly mix our water sample by rapidly making up and down movements approximately 25 times for 7 seconds by hand. Analytical results depend on adequate sample mixing. If the sample is not adequately shaken, the actual bacterial density could be underestimated. It is important that water samples should not be less than 100 ml, as the volume of our sample should be sufficient to carry out all tests required. After mixing the sample, we will then pipe it and transfer a portion of 20 ml to each of our 5 test tubes with culture media broth. Then, let's mix the suspension using a vortex mixer for 7 seconds. Finally, we will incubate our culture media tubes for 24 to 48 hours at 35 degrees centigrade. So we are done with our presumptive test for total coliform, fecal coliform, and E. coli test. Now, we will proceed to our heterotrophic plate count testing. We will prepare at least 2 sterile, appropriately marked Petri plates for every sample dilution to be used. For this sample, we will use 3 dilutions, 2 ml and 1 ml of our undiluted water sample, then our 10 to the negative 1 dilution. Let's thoroughly mix our water sample by rapidly making up and down movements approximately 25 times for 7 seconds by hand. So now, we are going to pipe it and transfer 2 ml of our undiluted water sample into separate labeled sterile plates. This corresponds to 10 to the 0 2 ml dilution. Then, we are going to pipe it and transfer 1 ml of our undiluted water sample into our sterile plates. This corresponds to the 10 to the 0 1 ml dilution. Using a pipette, we will transfer 10 ml of our undiluted water sample and add it to a 90 ml buffered water. From this dilution, we will pipe it and transfer 1 ml into separate, appropriately marked sterile Petri plates. This will correspond to our 10 to the negative 1 dilution. Then, We will pour at least 12 to 15 ml agar medium to each Petri dish, and we need to immediately mix sample and agar medium thoroughly and uniformly by alternate rotation and back and forth motion of plates. After mixing, we will let the agar solidify and incubate plates in an inverted position for 48 hours at 35 degrees centigrade. And finally, we are done with the testing. Science is truly amazing, right? Back to you, Sarah and friends.
Wow! A bit geeky but very interesting.
Yes, it is, Jeff. That just made me want to learn more about the wonders of science, especially laboratory.
You're right, Sar. DOST10 is such a great help in ensuring that our water is safe. So guys, what are you waiting for? If you're unsure if you're drinking water,
Come to DOST10 and let your water be tested.